Greetings to the world. My name is Fuji Taiwo, and this is Fuji A Opera Xpress. I have with me today a big fish, and by the time we start talking, you guys will understand how big of a fish he is. His name is Alhaji SK Sensation, but his name is Sikiru Ayinde Barrister. He's a Fuji musician and is also the president of Fuji Musicians Association of Nigeria. He's going to tell us more about that in a minute. But first of all, welcome to Fuji A Opera Xpress, sir.
Good day.
Thanks for joining us. You and I have something in common.
What do we have in common?
Yes, my name is Jide Taiwo. Your name is Sikiru Ayinde. I'm not named after Jide Taiwo and Co. Were you named after Sikiru Ayinde Barrister, sir?
No, I'm not named after Sikiru Ayinde Barrister. That was the name I was given on the day of my birth.
Right.
By my parents.
But did you know, at what point did you know that there was somebody famous that was bearing the same name?
Yeah, I think when I was about 4 or 5 years old,
yes,
I knew there was a famous musician named Sikiru Ayinde.
Right.
Fortunately, we hail from the same state. He hailed from Ibadan precisely, and that was where I hailed from paternally as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So did you meet him or have anything to do with him before he passed on?
Why would I meet him?
Tell us.
He is the founder of the genre I choose as my own field of endeavor.
Right.
I think I owe it a duty to make my presence known to him that I've taken after you. We had a very cordial relationship. May God grant him eternal rest. I think about close to 30 years ago, each time I met Barrister, the first place I met him was at NTA 10. He was actually introduced to me by this person, Alhaji Gawat. Alhaji Gawat happened to be a producer, happened to be a presenter at the NTA 10 then, situated at Babish. So I had an interview with him. After the interview, I was supposed to play live. And on the stage I played, when I finished the show, I was privileged to have overheard him telling somebody that Baba Ogombo, no, ma perform Lori stage here. And I say, who are you referring to as Baba? He said, Sikiru Ayinde Barrister. Really? I said, yes. So I just urged my band members to go home. Then I reside in Morocco. So I urged my band members to go home and I stay behind. Because I see it as a great privilege for me to meet him. Yes. And that was how I met Alhaji Sikiru Ayinde Barrister. He's a very nice man. On that very day, hearing that I bear the names he bears, he started singing for me. And he praised for me a lot.
Right.
And at the end of the day, what amazed me most was that when he finished, I waited till he finished this recording as well. And when this man ended the show, he brings out his briefcase. He dishes out money to people around.
Right.
And what was left in this briefcase was shared into 2 equal half. And he gave half to me.
To you.
And that happens to be his style. If we meet, we do meet in Aphrodisia studio. Right. I will not know he's in the studio.
Yes.
I will go to the studio to record. He might have been there to work during the day while I get there in the night. Or I might be there overnight. He will come in the morning.
Right.
Believe you me, tí bàbá yẹn bá fún àwọn èèyàn lówó tán, owó tó bá kù ní briefcase wọn, wọ́n máa pín sí méjì ni. So he's a wonderful, very generous, nice, down to heart.
Oh, wow.
God grant him Aljono Fridaus. Yeah.
We have plenty to unpack because you just mentioned that this was 30 years ago. And you already had over 30 years ago. And you already had a band. At what point were you first introduced to Fuji music? And at what point did you decide that this is what I want to do for myself?
Actually, when I was introduced to Fuji music, I was introduced to Fuji music by a very good friend of mine, who is now late. I may God grant him Aljono Fridaus, named Laide Musbao. His father is a drummer. And you know, as the man drums, he also sells goat meat. Goat meat in Sangros Market, Lagos.
Oh, wow.
But he's a very popular drummer. This guy used to go out with his dad. At a point, a band was formed where he happens to be the drummer. The band was headed by somebody called Mustafa Jumoko. And on a fateful day, I'm a music lover. I do go to shows, spend money for musicians. I never thought of becoming
as a child. Like,
musician.
how old were you about this time that you're already going out to shows and having fun and spending money on musicians?
No, I was close to 12, 13.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When this person just came to me and said, Logiti, we're having a show down your street. I lived in Anuro Street in Morocco, precisely 98 Anuro Street. So we're having a show at Baba Dekbo's get to there. So will you come? I said, yeah, I will come. Then on getting there, the guy come closer to me, and this person is very nice. If high is possible to be given out to people,
He will dash it out.
He will dash it out.
Oh, wow.
He never cares. So now move closer to me, say, Sikiru, the Joe bag bearing me. Are you crazy?
For you to back up for them?
He said I should come and back up his master. I said, what for? That's not what I'm here. I'm here to enjoy myself. What are you saying? I said, please, the backup singer is not yet around and time is not on their side. I ignore him. But at the end of the day, I succumb to his pressure because of the love that I have for him.
Right.
Say, okay, Barney Shefek Berry.
That I had not done any rehearsals with them or nothing.
I was now guided.
Right.
I say, okay, so let me do it just for you. I say, okay. Then I was deprived. That gives me the opportunity of keeping my money. Anyway, I don't drink. I don't drink anything alcoholic. What I drink is either water or mineral. So I have my money with me. At the end of the show, I go out. About 3 months later, I attended a party. That was a social gathering, not a show. It was a naming ceremony. The same thing happened. The person came to me again. So, okay, you are about to be accustomed with this time. No, I won't give it to you this time around. At the end of the day, I succumbed to his pressure.
Again, right.
And I did. About 4 or 5 months to that time, the Ramadan period is very close. And they wanted to go out to be waking the Muslim fidels for what is called Sahari.
Right.
Wake up the Muslims people that it is time for you people to take your food for the fasting. Then my interest has been developing gradually. It was my good self that urged him to call me when they are going out. I wanted to have the experience of how it looks like. And that was how I ventured into music. So for the first time, the second is a daily thing. In Morocco, it usually comes up every day. You go today, no rest tomorrow, you are going. So that's how I become a backup singer.
Right.
And at a point, my boss, Mustafa Remu, happens to be a very handsome man. And he's the only boy of his mother. He's the only son that the mother has. So the mother is becoming aged. And now the mother was now pressurizing, demanding, clamoring that he wants the boy very close to herself. The mom lives in Orile. So at the end of the day, we now gathered and prevailed on him that he should heed the word of his mother. And at this time around, we are only doing the music. I'm just doing it for the passion, for the interest that I have for it. Because it is not rewarding financially.
Let me even cut you short.
It's not rewarding.
So what you're saying in essence is that actually man jiwere.
Yeah.
So exactly that early morning performances and all of that.
Yeah. Salam alaikum onile, salam alaikum onile, Salam alaikum onílé, salam alaikum onílé, onílé mo salamo, salam alaikum
onílé.
Onílé mo salamo, salam alaikum. Mo gbèrèdè bẹ́ẹ̀ gbóhùn mi ẹ dìde, mo gbèrèdè bẹ́ẹ̀ gbóhùn mi ẹ dìde. Ìràwé ìdájọ́ fúnlẹ̀ kó sùn o, mo gbèrèdè bẹ́ẹ̀ gbóhùn mi ẹ. And all sorts.
Yes, sir.
It is very, very rewarding financially.
So all those residents were just
tedious.
We've touched on your starts as a weird musician, and you're one of the people that are very grounded, from being a weird musician to becoming a Fuji musician. What year was your first album released?
My first album was released in 1994.
Right.
My first album was released in 1994.
So, but it took a while. Your band was 1981, and the album came out 13 years later.
Yeah, you see, elements of luck shouldn't be played down on. Most of these known people, let's take the footballers as an example. Let's make use of the sports angle as a test case. There are so many good footballers in the suburb that are not known, that are not privileged to come across a philanthropist that can give them the necessary backing that will show them to the limelight. So it is with musicians. Out of all the records I did, the first record I'm talking about that was released in 1994, I rehearsed for over 3.5 years. Why was it so?
Why?
Okay, let me diverse the bit. Morocco was demolished in 1990. There was this friend of mine. They were twins and they were Fuji musicians as well. They were named Ejire King, Ejire Wasiu. They were the originator of Tekoye music. But both of them are now late.
The two of them?
The two of them are now late. The first one died in 2001.
That's sad.
The second one died about 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, wow.
These people are my friends. They are based in Lagos Island. I was based in Morocco. I was the person that took them to the television studio to see how television studio is. And then when I came to Lagos Island, when Morocco was demolished in 1990, they were privileged to release their own record in 1990. And then because we are best of friends,
right.
And they advised that, quality, you know what happened? We need more. You see this record that was released by Success, we have to pay for 50% copies. So 50% of the total copies that is going to be produced. You see, most of these so-called marketers, they never believe in what is grooming or nurturing. They want ready-made market, or else you will be there. And regardless of how long you've been in music, you are not a recorded artist, forget it. Say, okay, is that so? Say, yes. I say, okay, I've had you. But I keep wondering, how could that be? It's not as if I didn't trust them. They were trusted.
Yeah.
Very reliable, sincere. But I'm not comfortable with the situation. So I keep, because I do go to shows, so I'm okay. But the first year, 91, I met with one of the children of Baba, this present Oba.
Ben.
Oba Abadan. Baba wa Oba Kabiyesi Akumusali Adetunji.
Ben.
One of his children named Lukman.
He was sorry, sir. Kabiyesi was a music promoter and a record label.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He owns the then Omaje. Now Babalaje
Records. Right.
Yeah.
Ben.
I've been in the field for over 7 decades.
Yes.
So I was privileged to meet one of his sons and say, hey, mommy, I think Konitipe now. Say I first record, money move first record. Baba mi ni Omaje, eje ki mu yin lo ba won. And he took me to his dad. Before somebody can approach a person in one field, that this is nursery, so I can be of help. That is a message that person is doing pretty well. If not, he wouldn't be approached. So he actually took me to his dad, and his dad handed me over to Alhaji Ishola. That's the producer. That's the person that accompanies the musicians to the studio. So this person now promised that, okay, no problem. You people will be recorded. Keep rehearsing. I rehearsed for over 3 years.
Yes, before they were ready.
He never attended
any of the session.
My friend now came back to me. Has he not down on you now? I told you people, these people, they will just promise you and the promise will not be kept. So the best thing, let's go to the studio. You've taken us to television now. You've played there. Let's take you to the recording studio. That's how I was taken to Decca in 1993. And I now booked for the studio session. I paid. After payment, I obtained my receipt. It was the receipt now that I took to Babalaje's office. So they were now, they were shocked. So I never see you people. What is it? Okay, I've paid for the studio session. I'm ready to fund my stuff. This now awoke their consciousness. We went to the studio. But being the first time, my studio session happens to be morning. My friend has done one record. So they booked night. The session starts by 10. And I think ends by, is it not 6? It ended by 6.
Like
I think it's 8 hours.
Yes.
It's 8 hours. So we started, I entered into the studio. Between the first 4 hours, I lost my voice. But fortunately, the people that had the night session happens to be those my friends.
Right.
They are on ground with their boys. They just enter into the studio. They did their work because they are now better.
At recording.
Than myself. That's my first experience. So they urged me to sleep. I couldn't sleep. At the end of the day, I entered into the studio in the night. We started the session by 10. And when we ended off around 6 in the morning, we went for the mixing. It was mixed. Baba Mbali was there and was now saying, you know what? These names that you keep mentioning is too much. No. That you've promised you will pay the debt of the meat you obtain in credit. No. You just need to go and find the way of raising funds to pay him.
Right.
No, these names has to be reduced. So no problem. He did everything humanly possible. At the end of the day, my voice got cracked. After the mixing, it reflected. Then this man now took the master to his brother and played for him. So then I say, it was then they decided to invest on me. So they now bring out money. They go back to the studio and they ordered me to record. It was perfectly done. You know, I'm now becoming somehow conversant.
Yes.
It was perfectly done. And we did the launching
in 94.
In 94. Yeah.
So you wear different hats. You are a musician. You are also the leader of an association. You are the president of Fuman. Fuman Juice or Fuman Automobile. What is Fuman?
Funny you. I remember vividly at the beginning of the session.
Ben.
I was introduced as a musician, as a Fuji musician. But for people that are just joining us,
Ben.
And for people who doesn't know what Fuman is,
yes,
Fuman means Fuji Musicians Association of Nigeria. Fuman remains the only government-recognized musician association that governs over the affairs of the practitioners. I think it will not be right for me not to dwell on how Fuman was brought about.
Right.
Yeah.
Please.
Before the formation of Fuman, in the early 90s, when I got to Lagos Island, the likes of Alhaji Sikiru Ayinde of blessed memory, God grant him eternal rest.
Amen.
He passed on a few months ago. Alhaji Musba Alani, Wasiu Ejire, Morufu Adisa, Latif Ayinla. We have musicians that are already in Lagos Island that I met there. So I was called and they submit that we need to form a musical association. And our association was named as Lagos Island Musician Association. We are all Fuji music practitioners. There is no juju, no Islamic singer, no high life. But the word Fuji doesn't reflect in the name we bears.
Right.
So that's our level. We never see anything wrong in it.
In Lagos Island Musicians Association.
Lagos Island Musician Association. Then when it was formed, the first meeting I do not attend. I was consulted, but I declined because I'm afraid of people. Congregation of musicians, no. You will be disappointed. And I don't want to get myself disappointed. The first meeting was held. At the first meeting, people were appointed to take care of certain positions. So Ashanti was the chairman. Wasiu Ejire, that my friend, happens to be the secretary. And that's how the positions were allotted to few of the... Everybody will not be ESCOs.
Yes.
So few of them were appointed as ESCOs. So at the second meeting, before the second meeting, my friend came to me again to appeal that, look, when these people started what you are saying, we are going to meet them. We will stop going there. We ignore them. We forget about them. Please, let's go, okay? But the love I have for you, I went there. And on my arrival, they said, no, you cannot be in this organization without a position. So I was given the position of welfare. Okay. That position was vacant. So I was given the welfare officer. About 6 months later, my friend called me and appealed to me that the position of secretary, he feels befits me more than himself.
Okay.
More than himself. That if I am the secretary, the delivery will be better off than what he is. I said, no, you are good there, my brother. So let's be going. So he now talked to every other members of the ESCO. They approached me and they prevailed on me that they want me in that position. Okay, I said, okay. I took it. From there, I became the treasurer for Lagos State chapter of Fuman. I was serving as the treasurer at the Lagos State chapter when I was urged to contest for Fuman chairmanship. That's Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria. Precisely, I became the chairman for Fuman. That's the Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria in 2001, April 2001. About 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I served people meritoriously. I did everything humanly possible to turn things around. But I was disappointed. Not by outsiders, but by my people. And I resolved to voluntarily resign.
From Fuman?
From Fuman. Resigned from the position.
Right.
Not the membership. I never resigned my membership. But I resigned from being the chairman. I opted out.
Fuman has had this issue for a very long time.
And why did I do that?
Yes, please.
It was because the people I have around lacked sincerity. Membership sincerity was the bone of contention.
Is that a problem that Fuman has? Because even till now, they are still struggling with matters of this nature.
You see, then, things was better off. Before I left Fuman.
Even back then, that you were not happy with how they were doing it.
Before I left Fuman was not in division. Fuman was not divided. We just have one solid association. We do have issues. And every organization had issues. Presently, Eastman had theirs. Do you understand me? I pray it is resolved because I'm not happy about it. They are my people.
Right.
And I pray God intervenes. Let them become one. Because there is a lot of strength in unity. Do you understand? So, these are the people that are seen or are classified as gospelers. Yes. Do you understand me? Yes. And so, so every organization has its issues. It's normal. Even within a nuclear family, there are issues. Do you understand? We cannot rule out that. In government, there are issues. So what matters is how you get it managed.
Resolved.
Yeah, how you get it managed. And at the end of the day, get it resolved.
Right.
But since I left, I voluntarily left Fuman in 2003. And that happens to be my third tenure. I served for the first 2 tenure. I was on the third tenure before I resolved to resign.
Resign.
I cannot continue with this.
Right. But you did not resign from Fuman.
No. Fuman was my house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And 2002, while I was the chairman for Fuman,
right.
Although I've established relationship with K1 since 1987, precisely January 2nd, I presented him a walking stick. When
in 1987?
1987, January 2nd, precisely. That's about 33 or 34 years ago.
34.
I presented him a walking stick, wooden walking stick. Very nice.
To commemorate what now?
To commemorate his installation as the Badabarawu of Ogijo. He was at the club arcade playing for this club, Anchor Club of Nigeria. Rotimi Anifowoshi, Waliu, and lots of other. So that was where I established relationship with him. January 2nd, 1987. I had this privilege through some of his band boys. There's someone called Kayode Oguleye. He is one of the players. He uses to play what is called maracas.
Yes.
And tambourine.
Okay.
Tambourine. Then it's late now. May God grant him eternal rest. We have one of the backup singer. They call him Fatai. He hails from Ado. Maternally, I hail from Etiosa here.
Oh, okay. So you have all of these connections.
Mayegun is the hometown of my mom.
Right.
So we are very close. They do come to Morocco and play with me. They love me. It's not. I do not have the money to pay them, but because of the love they have for me, they come around when their guy is on leave, when he's out of the country. They do play with me. In fact, there is one that lived. Our relationship was built to the extent that he rented a house. He rented one of the apartments in our house then. And we became very close. Named Razak Ajenia. He's presently based in America, United States of America.
And
he was the person.
Right.
He was the person that paved the way for me to link up with his boss.
Right.
Since then, the relationship has been there. But we are not that close. We are not that close. But in 2002, while I was in Fuman, I went on pilgrimage. And he was also in Mecca.
Yes.
So I visited him. And in the course of our discussion, he centered his discussion on Fuman. Then we had this association called Fuman. I said, yes. Did I remember how it was? I said, yeah, I know. And this is how Fuman was formed. You know, I told you Lagos Island Musician was what you bear.
Yes.
After about a year, somebody called Kota, student Fuji. He is based in Bariga.
Right.
He came to us and introduced Fuman to us. What was Fuman? The Fuji Musicians Association of Nigeria. What does it stand for? Say, the name tells me now. So, but what we do here is Lagos. We are Lagos Island musician, and this is the name. He said, yeah, it's advisable that we embrace this so that there can be uniformity in the association of the professionals.
Right.
So, okay, we declined. We rejected the idea he brought to us. After a while, Alhaji Fancy Alamu came. He came for the first time, we turned deaf ears. He came for the second time, and during his second trip to us, his second visit to us, we were made to understand that Mushi Musicians now bears Fuji Musicians Association. Shomolu, Agege. Actually, the conceptor of the idea was K1.
Right.
He visited the Agege musicians. And on getting to the scene of the meeting, to the venue of the meeting, he saw the, what is this called, banner.
Right.
Written Agege Fuji Youth.
Right.
And I said, here are people of 45 years of age, 40 years of age. Still, you are, and your association is named Agege Fuji Youth. He is of the view that when you get to Kwara, they bear different name. Ibadan, Ilorin, and we practices the same thing. He canvasses for uniformity, and these people embraces the idea. They now ask him, what idea did you have? And I say, okay, he is of the view that we name we formed a vibrant and a formidable association named Fuji Musicians Association, and that was how it was embraced by the Agege people.
So it was just you people on Lagos Island that were on the outside. Everybody had embraced it.
We weren't part of the movement.
Right.
It was brought to us.
Right.
But when it was brought to us, the discussion was not comprehensive enough. Do you understand me?
Yes.
If we knew the people in Agege, Shomolu, Mushi, and until Fancy came the second time, do you understand me? And enumerate on all this, that this is the present situation. So it will not be right. It will not be too good for you people
to be left out.
To adopt this thing. Say, okay. And I'll talk to my chairman. The chairman, let's go with the train. And that's how we changed the name to Fuji Musicians Association of Nigeria.
How did that become the national president of this, wonderful association?
Yeah, I said in 2002, when I met K1 in Mecca, we discussed about the industry, and his concern is the development of our own constituency, which is Fuman. Because then, P-Man is not treating us right. P-Man membership then, I think Fuji people covers close to 50 or 60%. And when there are benefits, we will be deprived. If there are concerts,
yes, you guys will not be invited.
K1 will not even be, Barrister will not be invited for it. Needless to talk of K1 or Kollington. But when there are issues, when there are critical issues
they invite
to
you
be addressed, we will be the people to be in the forefront.
So those are things that you were not happy about.
Are we now soldiers? We are seen as okay, no problem. So it gives the attitude was worrisome.
Yes.
And it gives K1 a great concern. And he was saying, didn't I feel it would be good for us to build our own constituency? The Fuman, Fuman has been there as an association, but it's not yet solid. It requires people that have the nitty-gritty, that have what it takes, the technical know-how to get it run. Okay. I said, okay, you are making sense, sir. I said, but with the present situation in P-Man and with what I'm clamoring for, if there is no changes, between the next few months, I am going to resign. The man looked at me like, resigned? From P-Man chairman? I said, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I doubt it.
Oh, wow.
And when he heard that I eventually resigned, as promised, he now called for me. He summoned me to a meeting, and the course of our meeting, he congratulated me that, okay, I'm a real gem. And he said, with what I have done, he now had the belief that this association of ours can be well built, because he believed we have had the experience that is needed to run the association. So I should look out for my peers that will come back together and solidify. On this note, they now held a meeting at the upper level, the elders, and they resolved that every Fuji practitioners in P-Man should go and resign their
not
membership.
Only to join, just to resign from P-Man.
Their membership from P-Man. And that was exactly what happened. And then, Charlie Boy was the president.
Yes.
We all pulled out and came back home to solidify our own association.
How has that been since that time? How has it, that association?
There cannot be any association without
challenges as P-Man.
There cannot be any association without challenges. We have our challenges. You understand me? We have our challenges.
Can you share some of the challenges with us?
Believe you me, to God be the glory. We are better off. P-Man remains the only union. Fuman is an association.
Right.
And it is just an arm of P-Man. P-Man is a musical union.
Yes.
It has the juju players.
Has reggae.
The Islamic, reggae, sakara, name it. All genres of music are housed under P-Man. But we are better off. Because in a situation whereby there is no unity, nothing meaningful can be achieved in a chaotic environment. Do you understand me?
Yes.
So here we are today, to God be the glory. We are not where we were then. we are better off. Yeah.
How
I prayed things get back to normal. And things cannot get back to normal
until
we all realize the fact that it is a dire need for every one of us to put aside or stop placing our personal interest over general interest. That's the solution. Once that is done, things will be okay.
Is that something that you see in Fuman? Is there a general interest of everybody, of all Fuji performers, artists, than one person who just wants to be the know-it-all? Is Fuman taking care of its members like Fuman did not?
You cannot compare Fuman with Fuman.
Right.
Yeah. All the members in Fuman are a member of a family. Our brand is just one. Do you understand me? K1 Music is Fuji. Ayuba is Fuji. Obesere is Fuji. Malaika, Atawewe, SK Sensation. We all play Fuji.
So you have one common goal.
And I want to believe there is great level of understanding among us. You understand me? That is not to say we don't have issues. In a nuclear family,
there will be.
But believe you me, you cannot compare the two organizations. Yeah, there are issues there. The people from the Fuman segment ask what their interest is. The people from the Juju segment ask what their interest. There is diverse interest there.
That's true.
And it will take great-heartedness. It will take several sleepless nights for the headship to come to the realization of this fact. That you see, if it requires going to these people's houses, when I run Lagos State Fuman, if we are to meet tomorrow, 2 days to the meeting, I've contacted the people that matters in the state. Tomorrow's meeting, these are the issues that will be discussed. So go and think over it. Come to the meeting with your ideas. And they will all come with lofty ideas. People need to be recognized.
Well.
And this we equally lack. I want you to pay orí ilẹ̀ ti máa ń bàjẹ́. When after assumption of office in Fuman, most of these people forget, and that's how it's been in the political circle as well.
Exactly.
So that's the case.
Exactly. So as the Fuman national president, what are your own personal dreams and aspirations for the association? What do you want to see happen? What are the things that you need to have to make those things happen?
Okay, I have numerous dreams, and my prayer is God to give me what it takes in turning it to reality, because with Him, all things are possible. I actually came into office precisely May 2018. Anybody that has been following what is happening in the Fuji arena knows the level of division that we are experiencing. My major concern that made me to take up the position is to ensure the unity of all practitioners. Because I believed if we are united, we will move mountain. If we are united, believe you me, I do not see that genre of music, whether it is here or in America, that can stand where Fuji is.
Yes.
And that's how it's going to be. Because we have what it takes. Some people will tell you, no, with the look of things, I think Fuji will go into extinction maybe in the next 10 years.
Well, it's a worry of mine, as that we are not grooming younger artists younger Fuji artists, and it's a constant worry. How do you, as a Fuji artist yourself, who also now holds a leadership position in the association, how do we ensure that Fuji music, that we raise younger Fuji stars, all of these small boys in their small pockets at home, and how do we push them to the forefront so that they can carry this thing forward?
You see, everyone help those who help themselves. We always prioritize discovery of new talents. Even before my assumption of duty as the president, while I was the chairman, the Fuman chairman, we never played down on discovery of new talent. I think I was the first chairman that staged 22 Fuji musicians on the same day, on the same at the same spot.
That's an amazing feat. 22. It
was done in Evans Square here. The program was done in conjunction with IMAC. Also, it was a program I inherited from my predecessor.
Right.
But it was perfectly handled and successful. They never threw, what is it called, sachet water. There wasn't any field. Everything ended well, and people were rewarded for their performance accordingly.
Right.
With justification.
Yes.
Most of the upcoming artists, they see Fuji music as the most easiest form of music that one can dwell into. It is, but it has ethics. It has its norms. Anybody to fẹ́ kọrin needs to be determined. In my submission,
yes,
I said when I was having my tutelage,
you didn't care about
I couldn't remember a day that we went for an outside show and we shared money. It doesn't happen. But here I am today. I don't have any other thing doing than music. And that's what I've been doing. And to God be the glory. I've been able to raise my children. I take care of myself. I have a mom.
That's amazing.
But I've paid my dues. Let them, they do not know that it's as if they think it's something that can be done overnight. Yeah, it is not that easy.
I mean, this is 40 years.
Yeah, you need to get yourself aligned with the people that are on ground.
Right.
The people are on ground are ever ready to give necessary assistance. When I say assistance, it is not that you go to them for me 10,000, for me 20,000. That will not lead you anywhere.
Right.
Even if the person keeps giving.
Yes.
Do you understand me?
Yes.
I believe in don't give me fish.
Teach
me how to get it cashed. So anybody that intends to play Fuji music should first of all be passionate about what he wants to do. When K1 started then, he wasn't making millions. He wasn't even making thousands. Yeah. They are sang about you. There are numerous shows that they will go that will not be financially rewarding. But it keeps going.
Right.
And that's how it is. There are shows that will, there's a spot in Kefi here that I do have show. There was a day there that I played there and none of my invitees attended. And I didn't stop playing. Because I didn't stop playing. Around 1 a.m., somebody came in. He was not invited. I don't know. I know him not from Adam. He was an MD of a company situated in Agbara. He came in lonely. This person sprayed me money like he's coming from a robbery operation. At a point, he started weeping.
Oh, wow.
Crying.
Because the music touched him.
I should keep singing because he's the eldest of his dad, and the dad died at the tender age. And while he has seven siblings, and they are all raised, that he's so fortunate. I never knew the man lived very close to where I played. If I am not determined So, nobody is here. We started the show around 9, and around 8. 11, nobody. 12, nobody. And I have my wife in the house and the children.
Waiting for daddy.
Right. I said, I could have said, don't let me waste my strength here. Park, you people, park, let's go. That's how God said today is going to be.
Right.
But I keep on doing what I know doing best. And see how it pays.
Right.
So it is the passion that I have for it that pays off eventually.
Right.
So they need to be determined. They need to be committed. They need to be dedicated to what they are doing.
Yeah.
If all these coupled together are put into what they are doing, believe you me, they will come out successfully. It's a matter of time.
All right. We are looking forward to seeing that. Let me just ask you as we wrap up. In December, there was a Fuji exhibition by Fuji Opera. How did that make you feel that there were a set of people who were not necessarily musicians, but just wanted to give Fuji that pride of place? It was a fantastic event. It was held in a highbrow area that, people from other genres, other people from other industries were a part of it. How did that make you feel?
I feel highly elated. I want to say kudos. The people that put together the program needs be really applauded, commended, and I wish to say they will be given all the required necessary encouragement to get to their destination, because they are heading somewhere. And in as much as we are the practitioners, we are the players, they will not be discouraged. We will ensure that the dream they had turns to reality in no longer time.
Thank you very much.
They have done wonderfully well.
Thank you, Alhaji. We have done well.
Thank you.
As we end it, sir, can you just give us a few lines? Thank you, Baba, my father.
Láti kékeré tí mo ti ń kọrin kó lókun ọ̀la o ni mo ti jáfáfá. Kékeré ni mo ti gbó lójú. Kékeré ni mo ti gbó lẹ́nu sìkè mo dẹ̀ gbó láyà. Bí mo ṣe ń dàgbà ló tún ń bu á. Àní bí mo ṣe ń dàgbà ló tún ń bu àyà sí. Bí mo ṣe ń dàgbà ló tún ń bu àyà sí.
Thank you very much, sir. This has been Fuji A Opera Xpress. I'm the Jide Taiwo. Alhaji SK Sensation, everybody. We'll be back again next week. Until then, stay Fujified, guys. See ya.
Máa ṣe rere láyé mi, máa ṣe rere.